What if the demon you should fear most isn't the one shaking the heavens with rebellion, but the one whispering secrets in your ear, twisting your mind until you're lost in your own thoughts? In the shadowed depths of Christian demonology, Astaroth, the great Duke of Hell, emerges as a figure so cunning, so subtle, that his danger might outstrip even Satan's fiery wrath. While Satan, the fallen angel, storms through Scripture as the adversary of God, tempting humanity with pride and chaos. Revelation 12:9. Astaroth slinks through the cracks of the soul, offering knowledge and power with a smile that hides a viper's bite. From ancient grimoires to modern horror, Astaroth's name chills those who know it, a demon who doesn't just defy but deceives, making him a threat that hits where it hurts most: your mind. Let's dive into the dark texts, old tales, and eerie echoes of 2025 to uncover why Astaroth, with his sly intellect and seductive lies, might be more dangerous than Satan himself. In the winter of 1587, in a frostbitten Italian monastery perched on jagged cliffs, a young monk named Matteo slipped into a forbidden archive, his candle flickering like a nervous heartbeat. Behind a locked door, he found a crumbling grimoire, its pages scrawled with names of Hell's lords. One name burned brighter than the rest: Astaroth, a prince whose whispers could unravel empires. This wasn't just a tale to scare, it captured a fear rooted in centuries of demonological lore, where Astaroth's cunning outshines Satan's raw power. Born from the ashes of the Phoenician goddess Astarte, Astaroth morphed into a male demon by the Middle Ages, a figure of dread in texts like the Lesser Key of Solomon. While Satan's rebellion shakes the soul with terror, Astaroth's danger lies in his quiet seduction, making him a shadow you might not see until it's too late. Let's unravel their stories, compare their powers, and explore why Astaroth's subtle menace might make him the deadlier foe. Astaroth, the whisperer of secrets. Astaroth strides into Christian demonology as a great Duke of Hell, commanding 40 legions of spirits, his presence a chilling blend of majesty and menace. The Lesser Key of Solomon, c. 17th century. Once the Phoenician goddess Astarte, a deity of fertility and war worshipped under starlit ziggurats, he was recast by medieval Christian scribes as a male demon, his divine roots twisted into a sinister shadow. In Dictionnaire Infernal, 1818, Colin de Plancy paints a grotesque portrait, a crowned figure astride a dragon, like wolf, clutching a writhing viper, his breath a foul miasma that chokes the air, forcing summoners to clutch a silver ring to ward off his toxic influence. Unlike Satan's fiery rebellion, Astaroth's power is intellectual. Not brute he teaches sciences, unveils hidden truths, and answers questions about past, present, and future. His voice a velvet lure, Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum, 1577. Yet his gifts are a trap, as warned by Sebastian Michaelis, 1612. Those who seek his wisdom risk sinking into laziness, vanity, or rationalize philosophies that erode faith, their souls ensnared by a demon who smiles as he betrays. In 16th century France, Astaroth was blamed for the Loudun possessions, where nuns in a convent wailed of visions, accusing priest Urbain Grandier of witchcraft. Their frenzied torment traced to Astaroth's cunning whispers, the demonic paradise wiki. His danger lies in targeting the mind's cracked curiosity, pride, doubt-turning seekers of knowledge into pawns of hell, their downfall cloaked in the guise of enlightenment. In medieval Europe, Astaroth's name haunted the candlelit chambers of alchemists and scholars who whispered of his ability to reveal hidden treasures or unlock cosmic secrets. A 15th century German tale from Cologne tells of a scholar who summoned Astaroth in a frostbitten tower, seeking forbidden knowledge, only to waste away, his mind consumed by riddles that led to barren truths, his soul claimed by the demon's lies. In 14th century rural France, villagers feared Astaroth as a shadowy figure at moonlit crossroads, appearing as a charming teacher with eyes like dying embers, luring wanderers into despair with promises of wisdom. In the Book of Abramelin, c. 1458, he's cast as Hell's treasurer and prince of accusers, a strategic mastermind orchestrating chaos with a serpent smile. A 17th century Italian manuscript recounts a monk who invoked Astaroth for divine secrets, only to pen heretical text that sparked a village's ruin, his quill guided by the demon's whispers. In 13th century Spain, a merchant's tale warned of Astaroth appearing as a sage, offering trade routes that led to shipwrecks, his laughter echoing in the waves. Medieval grimoires urged summoners to approach him with caution, using sacred sigils to bind his power, lest his intellect overwhelm their faith. In 2025, Astaroth's shadow lingers, his menace woven into the fabric of a world obsessed with knowledge. Horror films like Pyewacket, 2017, capture his influence, where occult rituals spiral into chaos under his unseen hand, or To the Devil a Daughter, 1976, where his presence drives occult's dark ambitions, their chants echoing his ancient allure. Online occult forums, from Reddit's esoteric threads to Discord's shadowy chats, pulse with warnings of Astaroth's seductive voice posts from 2025, describe practitioners who sought his insights, only to lose themselves in paranoia, their minds unraveling like threadbare cloth. In urban legends across Europe, Astaroth stalks as a spectral scholar, offering forbidden books in fog-choked alleys, his charm hiding a price that claims the soul. In a June 2025 X post, a Berlin artist shared how Astaroth's visions inspired haunting paintings, only to plunge her into obsession, mirroring medieval tales of scholars undone. Unlike Satan's loud chaos, Astaroth persuades, not forces, making you think you're in control until his trap snaps shut. His subtlety whispering through the noise of AI-driven research or academic ambition makes him a demon whose danger burns quietly, a shadow that turns curiosity into a noose in the dark. Satan, the Prince of Rebellion. Satan, the adversary, looms as the towering titan of Christian demonology, his name, a thunderclap synonymous with evil itself. The Bible casts him as Lucifer, the radiant angel who, consumed by pride, defied God and was hurled into hell's abyss. Isaiah 14:12-15. In Revelation 12:9, he's the great dragon and deceiver of the whole world, a roaring force leading a rebellion against divine order, his wings casting shadows over creation. His temptations are bold and fiery, urging humanity toward pride, disobedience, and chaos, as seen in the New Testament when he tempts Jesus in the wilderness, Matthew 4:1-11, offering earthly kingdoms for worship, only to be rebuked by unyielding faith. Early Christian texts, like the Apocalypse of Peter, c. 1st century, paint Satan as a relentless orchestrator of sin and suffering, his presence a storm that shakes the soul. In medieval Europe, Satan was the face of possession, blamed for violent fits in 14th century convents, where nuns screamed blasphemies, their bodies writhing under his grip, until priests drove him out with holy water and crosses. Churches warned of his cloven hooves and fiery eyes, a monstrous figure to be fought with fervent prayer, his terror etched into stained glass warnings. In 12th century England, tales whispered of Satan appearing as a dark knight, his armor gleaming like polished obsidian, challenging monks in moonlit cloisters to renounce God, his voice like thunder rattling their resolve. During the Black Death, desperate villagers saw Satan's claw in every plague-ridden corpse, blaming him for fields turned to dust and skies darkened with death. A 13th century French chronicle spoke of Satan as a howling specter, sparking panic in a village until a priest's recitation of Psalm 23 banished him to the shadows. His power is raw and direct, a tempest that breaks the weak and tests the strong, yet its visibility makes it predictable. In 15th century Germany, witch trials pinned every misfortune on Satan's influence, with accused women burned for his name, their fates sealed by fear of his overt might. In 2025, Satan's image dominates pop culture films like The Exorcist, 1973, showcases terrifying possessions, while heavy metal bands scream his name for shock, and Lucifer on Netflix paints him as a charming rebel, diluting his dread to near caricature. In Christian sermons across rural America, pastors, like one in a 2025 Texas revival, warn of Satan's temptations: lust, greed, anger urging vigilance against his loud attacks, but congregants nod, Familiar with his script, his horns, a known foe. Yet Satan's rebellion, though mighty, is a loud war cry, a storm you can brace against with faith's armor, countered by scripture's shield. Astaroth's quiet influence, by contrast, slips through the cracks, weaving deception where Satan's chaos roars. In medieval grimoires, Satan demands fear, but Astaroth commands minds, as seen in a 16th century Spanish tale of a knight who defied Satan's offer of power, only to fall to Astaroth's whispered wisdom, penning heretical texts until his death. In 2025, Satan's name sells t-shirts and fuels memes on X, his image a pop culture punchline, while Astaroth's subtle whispers stir conspiracy theories, luring users to chase hidden truths that fracture communities. Satan's chaos is a gale you can weather. Astaroth's poison is a slow sip you take willingly, his shadow lurking in the quiet doubts that faith alone may not banish. Why Astaroth's danger surpasses Satan's. Astaroth's menace outstrips Satan's because his weapon is not force but deception, striking where defenses are weakest, the human mind. Satan's rebellion is a blazing fire, terrifying, but visible, a storm you can brace against with faith, prayer, or scripture. Astaroth, however, is a shadow that creeps unnoticed, offering wisdom that feels like salvation but leads to ruin. His role in the unholy trinity alongside Satan and Beelzebub, the lesser key of Solomon, positions him as a strategic equal, but his methods are far subtler. Satan tempts with pride or power, as seen in his challenge to Jesus, but Astaroth lures with knowledge, appealing to scholars, artists, and seekers. In 17th century Spain, a painter obsessed with Astaroth's visions created blasphemous works, losing his sanity to the demon's promises of genius. Astaroth's ability to reveal divine secrets or hidden treasures makes him a trusted ally until his lies unravel the soul. In medieval grimoires, Astaroth's intellectual allure was a trap for the learned. A 16th century Italian alchemist, seeking Astaroth's secrets, wrote of visions that promised immortality but left him muttering riddles in a cell. Unlike Satan's dramatic possessions, Astaroth's influence is quiet, sowing discord through doubt or vanity. The Loudun possessions of 1634, where nuns accused Urbain Grandier, were pinned on Astaroth's cunning, his whispers turning faith into chaos, the demonic paradise wiki. Satan's attacks, like those in 15th century German witch trials, were overtwitches burned for his name, but Astaroth's victims often didn't know they were his until too late. In 2025, Astaroth's shadow haunts academic circles, where obsession with forbidden knowledge echoes his ancient traps. Online forums buzz with tales of occultists invoking Astaroth, only to spiral into paranoia. Films like Hereditary, 2018, capture his subtle horror, with cults driven by unseen forces, unlike Satan's loud chaos in Rosemary's Baby, 1968. In rural Europe, old tales still warn of Astaroth at crossroads, a scholar offering answers that cost your soul. Satan's power is undeniable. He's the storm that shakes the world, the tempter who dares to challenge God. But Astaroth's danger is in his silence, his ability to make you trust him before you fall. While Satan's rebellion is a war you can fight, Astaroth's whispers are a trap you don't see. In 14th century France, a monk's diary spoke of Astaroth appearing as a kindly teacher, only to lead him to heresy. Today, in 2025, his name lingers in occult podcasts, where seekers share tales of visions gone wrong. Satan's roar fills churches with fear, but Astaroth's quiet voice haunts libraries, studios, and minds, making him a foe who strikes where faith alone may not shield you. Astaroth's enduring grip in 2025. In the modern world, Astaroth's danger burns sharper than ever, his whispers weaving through a society drunk on knowledge and power, a shadow slipping through the cracks of 2025's digital age. Satan's image is everywhere, screamed in fiery sermons, splashed across horror films, or mocked in memes on X, his horns and pitchfork reduced to pop culture props. Shows like Lucifer on Netflix cast him as a charismatic rebel, almost heroic, his menace dulled by familiarity, like a storm you've learned to weather. Astaroth, less known, lurks in the shadows, his name a quiet chill in occult circles. Online communities, from Reddit's occult subreddits to Discord's esoteric servers, buzz with warnings of Astaroth's seductive promises posts recounting rituals where summoners, seeking forbidden truths, spiraled into obsession, their minds unraveling like ancient scrolls. In the Conjuring series, subtle demonic forces echo Astaroth's sly manipulation, a far cry from Satan's overt terror in The Omen, 1976, where his presence screams through apocalyptic signs. Across Europe, urban legends whisper of Astaroth as a spectral professor, offering forbidden books at moonlit crossroads, his charm hiding a price that claims the soul. Astaroth's influence thrives in our endless quest for answers, his lure mirroring the tools of 2025's tech-driven world. AI-driven research platforms, promising instant knowledge, echo his ancient trap, tempting users to dive deeper without questioning the cost, much like the scholars he ensnared centuries ago. A June 2025 X-post described a London student who, after studying occult texts, felt Astaroth's voice urging her to abandon faith for cold logic, her story echoing 16th century tales of alchemists undone by his lies. In 17th century England, a merchant's diary claimed Astaroth revealed a secret trade route, only to bankrupt him when it led to barren lands, his dreams crumbling like ash. Today, Astaroth's shadow falls on tech entrepreneurs chasing genius ideas, startups fueled by visions of innovation that spiral into ruin, their ambition a silent offering to his cunning. In 15th century Venice, a poet invoked Astaroth for divine inspiration, only to pen blasphemous verses that cost him his life. In 2025, his whispers haunt academic halls, where students chase forbidden theories, or online forums, where conspiracy threads on X weave tales of hidden truths that sow division. Satan's temptations' wealth, power are fought with prayer, their boldness a clear target for faith's shield. Astaroth's gifts of insight, though, require a sharper mind to resist, his patience a slow poison you drink willingly, waiting for your curiosity to betray you in the quiet dark. Satan's limits in the modern world. Satan's power, though immense, is less insidious in 2025's skeptical world, his biblical role as the adversary casting him as a clear, roaring enemy. Known as the fallen angel Lucifer, who defied God with blazing pride, Isaiah 14:12, 15. Satan is the great dragon, deceiving the world, Revelation 12:9. His temptations bold and fiery, urging humanity toward rebellion and chaos. In medieval Europe, his name struck terror. 13th century Italian villages blamed Satan for crop failures, with priests leading candlelit processions through frostbitten fields, chanting psalms to banish his shadow. His possessions, like those in 15th century German convents, were dramatic spectacles, nuns writhing, shouting blasphemies, their fits easily identified and exorcised with holy water and scripture. In 12th century England, a monk's tale spoke of Satan as a dark knight, his eyes like burning coals, challenging the faithful to renounce God, his thunderous voice shaking stone walls. During the Black Death, desperate peasants saw Satan's cloven hooves in every plague-ridden village, his presence a storm fought with fervent prayer. Yet, in 2025, Satan's image is almost cartoonish. South Park's red-skinned devil, mocked in memes, or Lucifer's charming anti-hero on Netflix, diluting his terror. In rural America, pastors invoke Satan to explain addiction or crime, as in a 2025 Texas sermon warning of his temptations, but congregants nod, familiar with the script, his predictability dulling his dread. Satan's rebellion is a loud war, a tempest you can brace against with faith's armor, but Astaroth's quiet influence slips through the cracks, unseen and deadly. In medieval grimoires like Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, 1577, Satan commands fear with his cosmic defiance, but Astaroth commands minds, weaving deception through promises of wisdom. A 16th century Spanish tale tells of a knight who spurned Satan's offer of worldly power, his sword raised in defiance, only to fall to Astaroth's whispered secrets. scribbling heretical texts until his death in a candlelit cell. In 14th century France, a merchant rejected Satan's call to greed but succumbed to Astaroth's visions of hidden gold, losing his soul to obsession. In 2025, Satan's name sells t-shirts and fuels heavy metal lyrics, his chaos a familiar foe in The Exorcist dramatic possessions, countered by crosses and holy rites. Meanwhile, Astaroth's whispers fuel conspiracy theories on X, where users in 2025 chase hidden truths about secret societies, their division sown by a demon they don't name. Satan's chaos is a storm you can weather, his horns and pitchfork a clear target for Faith's shield. Astaroth's deception, though, is a slow poison you drink willingly, his shadow lurking in the quiet moments when doubt creeps in, making him a subtler, deadlier foe. The subtle terror of Astaroth. What does it mean to fear a demon who doesn't roar but whispers, who doesn't fight but seduces? Satan, the prince of hell, is a titan of rebellion, his fiery defiance shaking the foundations of faith, his temptation's bride, power, chaosair, a storm you can see, a battle you can fight with prayer and resolve. Astaroth, though, is a shadow in the mind, his danger lying in his ability to make you trust him. From the dusty grimoires of the Middle Ages to the digital whispers of 2025, Astaroth's power is his subtlety, offering knowledge that feels like freedom but chains the soul. That monk Matteo, trembling in his 1587 archive, knew this. Astaroth isn't just a demon, he's a mirror, reflecting our hunger for answers and our fear of what those answers cost. Astaroth's danger endures because he preys on our weakness, curiosity, vanity, the need to know more. In 15th century Europe, he was the scholar's downfall, luring alchemists with secrets that burned their souls. In 2025, he haunts the edges of academia, where students chase forbidden ideas, or online forums, where seekers fall into his traps. Satan's roar fills churches, but Astaroth's voice echoes in libraries, studios, and quiet moments of doubt. In Hereditary, his shadow drives a family to ruin through subtle manipulation, unlike Satan's loud terror in Rosemary's Baby. In rural France, old tales still warn of Astaroth at dusk, a teacher whose lessons lead to madness. While Satan fights God in a cosmic war, Astaroth fights you in your thoughts, making him a foe you might not see until your soul is his. We challenge you to face that shadowy mirror, to question the whispers promising wisdom, and to wonder if Astaroth's quiet danger burns hotter than Satan's flames in your world.